remember when the spring would come, Esfandiar would say, because this is the beginning of a new year, we should revitalize our love for Baba and try to love him even more. With that said, last session we talked about some of the Meher Ashram and Prem Ashram boys and how Baba encouraged them to to work on their development of their love, basically. And one of the methods that Baba prescribed to them was, sitting in solitude and basically remembering him, repeating his name, imaging him within, and try to somehow get rid of the thoughts of the mind that would interfere. So we talked about all that, and hopefully everybody's mastered that now. This time I'm just going to start with a couple of points that will shed some light into what might be the obstruction and what might be good. خب دفعه پیش در مورد پرم اشرام و مهر اشرام صحبت کردیم که چجوری بابا اینا رو تشویق میکرد که مراقبه بکنن، رو اون تمرکز کنن، نام اونو بیارن و به اون عشق ورزی کنن و اینو بابا خیلی قشنگ برامون هممون توضیح داد. حالا اگه بعد از این اشکالی داشتین، سوالی داشتین بگیم، میتونیم در موردش بحث بکنیم، صحبت بکنیم، ولی فکر کنم همتون بدونیم که چجوری این کار عملی هستش با تمرین و با تکرار. حالا البته 2 تا شعر میخواستم اینجا بگم، به فارسی هستش که عمو اسفندیار هم خیلی این شعرها رو میگفت و مفهوم خیلی جالبی داره. یکی این که گر که از جانب معشوق نباشد کششی، کوشش عاشق بیچاره به جایی نرسد. پس کشش از طرف معشوق باید باشه تا کوشش عاشق هم بتونه به جایی برسه. اگه نه فایده نداره. یا شما یه نفر رو نمیتونید تو خیابون بیاریم بگیم بشین اینجا مراقبه کن، اسم مهر بابا رو ببر و با خدا یکی میشه. غیر ممکن. برای اینکه باید اون لینک باشه، اون تماس قبلی باشه، اون به اصطلاح چی میگن کانتکت ها باشه تا بتونه این عمل انجام بده. این مقصود شعر هم همینه، گر که از جانب معشوق نباشد کششی، کوشش عاشق بیچاره به جایی نرسد. یه دونه شعر دیگه هم هست که اونم تقریبا خلاف اینو میگه، ولی خیلی اونم جالبه. میگه گر گدا کاهل بود تقصیر صاحبخانه چیست؟ مقصود اینه که اگه شما دست رو دست هم بذارین و هیچ کارم نکنین، صاحبخانه که بابا باشه نمیاد چیزی بهتون بده. بنابراین باید درخواستشو بکنیم، ایشون هم درخواست رو قبول کنن و به ما اون فیضی که باید شامل حالمون بشه بدن. There are 2 poems that I'm going to read it in Persian and English. One is that if there is no attraction from the beloved, the effort of the lover will not get anywhere. Basically, what it means is that you cannot bring somebody out from the street and say, okay, try to repeat Meher Baba's name and love Meher Baba, and you will become God realized, or you will, get the bliss that Meher Baba is talking about. Because if there is no connection, there is no link, that is impossible. So for all of us who are here, and all those who hear his name, and all those who are going to hear his name and to love him, that link has already been established in the previous lives, in this life, and that is what matters. And when the link is there, then one have that attraction. Then that means the attraction from the beloved is there, and one can love. The other couplet says, if the beggar is lazy, then what is the fault of the owner of the house? Means that, you know, if us who are the beggar at his door, the beloved's door, if we are lazy, we don't do what we are supposed to do, then how do we expect him to give us what we deserve of getting? So these two kind of go hand in hand. Now, last time we talked about, you know, the inner, you see, the meditation that Baba taught these boys is not really a meditation of the mind. It's the meditation of the heart. One's heart should be awakened to his love. One should feel his presence and concentrate on his image and repeat his name inwardly and basically progress through the path. That is the main thing. And, you know, this is what he taught the boys. And this is what I learned from Esfandiar and other Prem Ashram boys who I contacted. And for that, if anybody has any question, we can answer. But you see that now we wanted to do a practice on that meditation. What is that practice? Everybody has a different capacity. ما هر کدوممون یه گنجایشی داریم برای مراقبه، برای اینه که بابا باشیم. بعضیا اینقدر عاشقن که با یک چشم بستن و تصویر اون رو تصور کردن مست میشن دیگه، اصلا دیگه نمیخوان از این حالت مستی بیان بیرون. بعضی هم نه، ابتدایی اصلا نمیتونن حتی تصویرش هم تو خودشون نگه دارن و افکار زیادی میاد و این باعث میشه که نتونن کاری بکنن. بنابراین هر کی به اقتدار و توانایی خودش میتونه با بابا اونطور که بایسته و شاید عشق ورزی کنه. حالا من یه مختصری میگم از این روش که اونایی که میدونن خودشون میدونن که تا چه حد پیشرفته هستن تو این. اگه ابتدایی هستن میتونن ابتداییش انجام بدن، اگه پیشرفته تر هستن میتونن پیشرفته تر انجام بدن. ابتدایی کار اینه که شما فکر خیلی زیاده، تصویر بابا هم نداریم، ولی خب دوست دارین اسم تا حالا تازه اومدین با بابا آشنا شدین و دوست دارین اسمشو تکرار کنین. میدونین که خدا در جسم انسانه، حداقل اینقدر میدونین، چون اگه اینم ندونین نمیتونین حقیقتش کاری بکنین. و اگه این کانویکشن، این چی میگن، این مسلم براتون شده که بابا خدا در جسم انسانه، اون وقت میتونین حداقل اسمشو ببرید. اسمش هم وقتی تکرار کنین و بهش عادت کنین، خود همون اسمشو بردن هم مسرتی در شما به وجود میاره که تو این دنیای خاکی نمیتونین از اون مسرت حتی هیچ مقیاسی هم داشته باشین. اون ابتداییشه. تازه بعد بعضیا دیگه از این ابتدایی اومدن جلوتر و ذهنشون تا حدی آروم شده، سکوت درون و برون دارن و اونا میتونن بابا رو تو خودشون تصور کنن، تصویر بابا رو داشته باشن. میگه نیست بر لوح دلم جز الف قامت یار، چه کنم حرف دیگر یاد نداد افتادم. یعنی اون الف یار وقتی بر صفحه دل نقش بسته باشه آسان میشه، کار دیگه خیلی آسان میشه. اون موقع است که میتونین چشمتون رو ببندین یا حتی با چشم باز، بستگی به شرایط جسمانی داره، میتونین نشسته باشین، میتونین در حال کار باشین، هیچ فرق نداره و تصویر یار رو تو خودتون ببینین و بهش عشق ورزی کنین. حالا مراحل بالاتر از اون این میشه که دیگه شخص وارد راه طریقت شده و میتونه در همه لحظه با محبوبش باشه. اون دیگه مرحله بالاست و شخص رو به جایی میبره که دیگه عشق ناخالص تبدیل میشه به عشق خالص، میشه عشق مثل تمام سانسکارها از بین میره یواش یواش، سانسکارهای زیادی نمیمونه و شخص اون موقع است که میتونه واقعا اون عشق الهی که بابا ازش صحبت میکنه اون رو تجربه کنه. حالا این برای این موضوع رو آوردم پیش که بتونیم هر کدوممون حالا میتونیم بذاریم برای 5 دقیقه، پرکتیکالش 5 دقیقه 10 دقیقه خوبه بذاریم و این کار رو انجام بدیم. حالا تو خودتون ببینید تا چه حد، ولی باید صادق باشین با خودتون، بگین که بابا من تو رو دوست دارم، خودت به من کمک کن، بذار تصویر تو ذهنم بتونم نگه دارم، تو دلم بتونم نگه دارم و بهت عشق ورزی کنم. و اینو از بابا بخواین از ترنیم دل و اونم کمکتون میکنه. بابا که جایی نرفته، بابا تو جسمش نیست ولی همیشه حاضره، در دل هممون هست و واقفه. از این لحاظ میتونین این کارو بکنین و چیز کنین. بذارید من یه انگلیسی اینم بگم برای انگلیسی زبانا، بعد شروع میکنیم. What I was explaining was, the different degrees of love. I mean, one is so intoxicated, like Hafez, who says, "Mastam kun chenan dar arshe khiyal nadanam ke amad o kodam rafت." He says, "Make me drunk in this, illusory world that I feel no one came and no one went." Basically, is intoxicated now. Now, there are people who might be in that degree of intoxication, and as soon as they sit in his inner communion, they're there. That is easy. They are on the path. There are some who are just heard about Baba. Maybe they are attracted to him, but they're not really, they don't have that love. So they can start with repeating his name. At least they can give it a try to repeat his name and see how much bliss that gives them, because Baba's name is so blissful, and when one gets basically gets addicted to that, they can try that. They can find that out for themselves. And then a degree higher than that is that a person can image Meher Baba and repeat his name inwardly. Imaging Meher Baba, you can do it as an inner communion, because I don't want to call it a meditation. It's not a meditation of the mind, it's a meditation of the heart. دل اینجا کار میکنه، فکر کار نمیکنه، دل باید کار بکنه، دل باید عشق ورزی کنه به بابا. And then you image him within you and you love him within you. And there is a couplet of Hafez that I said earlier, is that there is nothing on the surface of my del or my heart except the image of the beloved. What can I say? My beloved didn't teach me anything else. Means that, you can be in that degree of progress that you can image him as soon as you close your eyes and the thoughts won't bother you. Now, in the beginning, when you image him, a lot of thoughts might come and bombard you. But that is because of all the sanskaras and the activities of the world and all that. But slowly, when you get used to it, you continue this and you make it more and more, then the thoughts will leave you alone, basically, because there is no other thoughts except the beloved. So there won't be any other thoughts to bother you. And, after that, a higher inner communion with the beloved is that as soon as you think about it, you are intoxicated, and you are intoxicated continuously. Means that during work, during sleep, during play, during studies, whatever, you are with him. You have his presence with you. Huzuri gar hami khahi azu ghafil masho. Hafez. Hafez says, if you want his presence, never be absent from him. That means you have to keep his companion. Make me your constant companion. Think of me more than you think of your own self. So that is what Baba wants us to do. So everybody to their own capacity, with a sincere heart and love for Baba, try to do the best you can, to not let your thoughts come in, and love him and just keep his image and repeat his name inwardly if you like. You can close your eyes or open your eyes.
So Farshid Jan, to make that clear, we are imaging Baba in our mind or in our del, which is the center.
Well, in the beginning, it depends. That's what I said. If you're new or you're in the beginning of the path, you know of your nature. Then you can do it. You have to do it in your mind. There is no other way, because you don't know the heart yet. But as you do it in your heart, the mind slowly quiets down after some time. It might take years or ages or lifetimes. I don't know. Depends all on the sanskaras. But when that mind quiets and you can imagine within your heart, I mean, naturally it will go within your heart. If you can do it within your heart, that's the best place. And try to do the extreme, to do the best. Try to love him to the extent that nothing else can come basically in front of you and him. You are in his close proximity, close contact with him, he is with you. So with that said, if no other question, let's do it.
Baba. Thank you, Farshid Jan.
بسیار با ما چه حاجت که زیادت طلبیم دولت صحبت آموز جان. That's a couplet of Hafez says, the beloved is with us. What more is there to ask for? The companionship of that dear to the soul is enough for me. So, you know, this is only, you can get a taste of it, but with the Prem Ashram boys, they were doing this hours every early morning and then became continuously at the end of their life. They had nothing except Baba at the end of their lives. So you can compare where we are and where we need to be, or where we can be. Any questions? Jai Baba, any سوالی چیزی اگه دارین دفعه پیش توضیحش بیشتر دادیم ولی خب این دفعه آسیب تمرینی هم داشته باشیم.
Farshid Jan, I have a question. I was wondering when Baba was teaching the boys meditation, I mean, from Lord Meher or the book that you are translating, Creation and its Causes, is there any saying about that? Would Baba sit with them and direct them, or how was it done exactly? Like he would explain about it and just they would have to practice on their own, or how was it facilitated?
Baba would not sit with them to practice meditation, but he would teach them, he would sit with them during the evening, you know, for the lectures, but then he would go and check on them. You know, in the evening, he would go once, even 3 times, 4 times to every, you know, student who was doing this. And from what I hear from Esfandiar also was saying that, you know, Baba would come in the middle of the night and I would feel him coming through this thick wall that is coming. And then I would see, yes, Bader is holding the lantern and Baba came in. And then I would hold his, you know, feet. And then Baba would say, you know, how are you doing? And I would start telling him, and Baba would say, that's enough. And now you do it this way. Basically, Baba would even direct them inwardly and outwardly. He would direct them. He would tell them how to basically do it better. So that way, you know, they were, yes, in constant teaching of the master. The master always would teach them. بابا میومد، بابا همونطور که یادتون باشه هم اسفندیار هم میگفت بابا میومد بالا سرشون 2-3 بار حتی یه موقع بالا سر اون بچه‌هایی که داشتن مراقبه میکردن میرفت و بهشون راهنماییشون میکرد. میگفت که چیکار داری میکنی، مثلا بهم بگو. بابا بهشون، بچه‌ها بهشون میگفتن بابا مثلا من دارم این کارو یا فکر اذیت‌تر میکنه، بابا میگفت حالا این کارو بکن، حالا مثلا اینطوری مراقبه کن. یا میگفت بابا خوابم میگیره، میگفت حالا مثلا چه شده باز بزن رو مراقبه. طوری طرقی بود که بابا بهشون یاد میداد. هر روزم این کارو بابا میکرد. تو این کتاب چیز Creation is Causes که خوندم نوشته. Any more question? Any hands up? No?
I don't see anybody, but you know, I find it very interesting because you would think, you know, as boys, you know, boys usually have nothing but wanting to play and mischief. I think it's Baba inwardly, he did something that awakened that desire or, you know, that motivation.
Definitely, they were not ordinary boys. I mean, they had such a strong link with the avatar that they were called and they came. They were mischievous. I mean, they would play mischief. Even in the book says sometimes in the beginning when Baba gave them meditation, they would meditate in front, you know, when Baba was around, but as soon as Baba would leave, they would start playing or, you know, play mischief. And then Baba, slowly trained them to come to their senses and do the real thing. And then some of them, and Baba said, meditation should be with pleasure, shouldn't be something that to be forced. You have to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, that means you're not ready for it. So the pleasure would come, and when they got a taste of it, that, oh my God, in the filthy, gross world, I'm, experiencing this. Here, with this meditation and being in the subtle world, it's totally different. It's all bliss and, total enjoyment. So they would do it. They were, getting to the point that it became so natural for them that they didn't want to do anything else except enjoy that presence. If you read Chota Baba's story or even Esfandiar's story, they said that it was so blissful that they didn't want to even open their eyes and see the world. That's how it was. مهرناز پرسید که چجوری بوده بچه ها شیطونی هم میکردن. گفتم آره اولاش مثلا بابا بهشون گفته مراقبه کنن، بچه ها میشستن مراقبه میکردن، به محض اینکه بابا میرفته شروع میکردن شیطون بازی در آوردن و کاری هم نمیکردن. بعد بابا یواش یواش خب اینا رو چیز کرده، مثل ماندالیا رو که بهشون یاد داد چجوری اطاعت کنن، چجوری فرمان بردارش باشن، به بچه هم یاد داد که چجوری عاشقش بشن و این عشق ورزی رو انجام بدن. و وقتی بچه ها یواش یواش این مزه مسرت و عشق ورزی رفت زیر زبونشون و فهمیدن که واقعا این دنیای خاکی چیه که به خودی بریم مثلا پول در بیاریم یا حرص بزنیم یا فلان کنیم، چه فایده داره؟ آخرش باید ول کنیم بریم. اینجا عشق ورزی به خدا یه چیزیه که باهات میمونه و اینا یواش یواش مسرت و عشقی که درشون به وجود میومد و تجربی که میکردن باعث شد که اصلا بعضیشون حتی نمیخواستن دیگه چشمشون رو واکنن دنیا رو ببینن. مثلا چوتا بابا وقتی مرحله 6 رسید و بابا میخواست بیارتش که هم مرحله 6 رو داشته باشه هم دنیای خاکی رو، داد و بیداد میکرد که نمیخواست اصلا، من نمیخوام، میخواست همونجا بمونه. که بعد بابا که آوردتش که تجربه دنیای خاکی و مرحله 6 هم داشته، اون وقت خوشحال بود، دیگه مسئله برش نبود. یا حتی اما اسفندیار یادم میگفت من تو مراقبه نور و لطافتی میدیدم که دیگه نمیخواستم حتی چشم رو باز کنم که این دنیا رو ببینم. اینطوری بود.
I see
در این راه جز مرد دایی نرفت، گمان شد که دنبال راهی نرفت. این راه برای همه کس میری توش دیگه تا تهش رفتی دیگه باید بری. و اونی هم که مرشد نداشته باشه گم میشه. ما که مرشد خدا رو شکر بابا هست، دائما هم هست. ما فقط باید خودمون کاری بکنیم که اونو ببینیم. بابا همیشه با ما هست، ما باید همیشه با اون باشیم، دنبال این باشیم که پیداش کنیم. تو وجودمون هست.
Beautiful. Elizabeth's hand is raised. Elizabeth.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Baba, I didn't speak Farsi, so you might have said this in Farsi. I don't think I understand meditation of the heart. So, like when we were looking at that figure, I was repeating Baba's name. I was looking at the photograph. I kept trying to keep my focus on Baba, but you talk about bliss and these boys feeling this bliss. So when there's meditation of the heart, it's obviously not an intellectual thing. So how does that bliss get to the heart? I don't know. How does that happen? How does it feel?
It happens over time. Yeah, I mean, for some people who have a strong link, like these boys, I was saying these are not ordinary boys. They had a strong link with the avatar. That's why they came there. And even Chota Baba said in his previous life, he was on the second plane of consciousness. And because he has so much love for God, his heart stopped because of that love. And he died, and this lifetime is as Chota Baba. So these were not ordinary boys. Now, for us who have come to him also, we are not ordinary people. I mean, let's put it this way. We don't want to joke around with ourselves or downplay ourselves. If we were not deserving to hear his name, we wouldn't have heard his name. But we are here because he called us. That's why we can keep his presence. The main focus that we should have to keep his presence. He is with us, but because of our ignorance, of our sanskara, of our filth that is around our heart, we cannot feel his presence. But by repeating his name, by imaging him and doing this regularly, we have to do it regularly. You cannot, if you do it 5 minutes a day and forget about it, that's not going to work. You have to do it regularly. Bang that door. And then slowly you feel that bliss is come, that the bliss comes. You feel the veil of illusion slowly starts leaving you alone. Your intuition goes so high that sometimes you see things that is in the future, but you see them coming. So that then you know that you are slowly, approaching where you need to be. And the bliss and the divine love that comes eventually on the sixth plane, fifth plane, that divine love, when it comes, it's so blissful that you don't want to open your eyes even to the world anymore. You want to be there all the time. I hope I answered this.
As much as anybody could. I guess it's all like Baba said in the 10th chapter of God Speaks. You have to experience it.
Yeah. Yeah, but it needs practice. Everything needs practice. And if it, for some say they have to bang the door for the door to open. So we need to bang that door. Baba says, if you don't knock at the door, the owner of the house, who I am, I'm not going to open the door. You have to beg. They have to beg, and he will eventually give.
Thank you.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So, Farshid, to sum that up, that means we have Baba's grace must descend on us by working hard, by spending the time remembering him, and eventually we'll get to that point whether as you said, the reason we are here because we are blessed. We won the lottery. We are here.
That's right. Yes. We won the lottery, we are here, so we have to appreciate it. And the appreciation that he wants from us in return is to love him. I mean, you have a beloved. You have a beloved, a divine beloved. How can you not love him? You know what I mean? How can you not love him? So you have to love him and to grow that love, to make it grow. And to make it grow, you have to do a little bit of practice, like a kid who doesn't know how to walk in the beginning, but slowly starts taking, steps, and eventually he's a good walker and runner even. That's how we should be, practice the love. Sitting in a communion, think of him as much as we can, and love him as much as we can, and be in his constant companion. Once you are in his constant companion, then, the purpose is served. It will take you from where you are to where you need to be.
Beautiful. I saw Ramin Ramin, you've raised your hand. Jai Baba.
Ramin, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. But we have to remember those feelings that we are hoping to receive is not the goal? Is it the side effect of the love we have with Baba? And
Yeah, you have to, eventually you will merge into the beloved. You have to forget about the world and yourself even, and then you merge in the beloved. But the bliss is the beginning, is the byproduct of that love is the bliss. That is true.
and sometimes just being grateful for life, for every moment, is also allowing us to keep us in a receptive mood to receive this blessing.
Sure, whatever can keep you up to charge of, loving him more, that's the best thing to do, definitely, yeah. You have to appreciate every breath, میگه از دست و زبان که برآید که از عهده شکرش به در آید.
منظور ببخشید شما بفرمایید.
مقصودش اینه که هر از دست زبان که برآید که عهده شکرش به در آید، یعنی هر چی هم که شکرش بکنیم هنوز کم کردیم. اینطوریه، همین حرفی که شما دارین دقیقا درست.
So imagine one sits in a couch and the time pass, one spend it on a computer, browsing here, browsing there, and one sit in another chair and cultivating and thinking of how this, life is, or thinking of Baba. So it's what we cultivate while we are sitting somewhere. It's not like really working very hard. We have to sweat.
No,
but
you don't have to sweat for that. That's right.
Yeah, but just sitting on the chair and cultivating Baba life and
actually the body and the mind, none of these works when you are loving. The heart works, only the heart. And the heart is what? What the soul, basically the soul is intermingling with the beloved, is in constant companion with the beloved. That's why there is no physical activity, there is no sweat, there is no, even the mind doesn't interfere. But the heart is boiling because of his love. The heart is crying because of his love. And eventually that love will consume whatever is left in you eventually, which is the leftover sanskaras or whatever. And the soul becomes one with the oversoul. میگه قطره‌ای بود و در این بحر مجاز سوی دریای حقیقت رفت باز.
به هر حال خودش بابا میاد میبره دیگه. مثل سیله.
ما کار خودمون رو انجام میدیم، اونم کار خودش انجام میده.